And let's meet our hosts. Priscilla Moy, Celina Sasso, and Jocelyn Abrego.
Hi guys and welcome to Strip Tea. We are the ladies talking about what's what and why here in studio and social media shows. So we're going to jump into our first topic. Obviously, we all know of the unfortunate tragedy that has recently happened regarding a Titanic submarine that imploded on its descent down into the Atlantic Ocean to go see the Titanic wreck. Now, it has been brought up by many scientists and many Titanic fanatics alike over the years about whether or not they should bring up the Titanic. Obviously, back then, it was very, very frowned upon solely because that is a massive graveyard. There are tons and tons and tons of bodies that were still stuck inside the ship as she went down. And obviously, over time, that's where the remains ended up laying. But it's now been 111 years, and rusticles have formed from bacteria that eat on the steel of the entire ship. Inside, there are tons of artifacts, obviously chandeliers that are not broken, plates, chairs, dressers, doors, etc. And people are not allowed to take up artifacts from inside of the ship, only things that were on the outside for respect purposes. I have recently come across a lot of interviews with scientists and people that are very informed in maritime culture and things like that, that do believe that we should rethink that idea of like trying to save what we can before Titanic will literally cease to exist. It would just kind of be something of history. We're going to rely on photos and things that people have taken over the years from their dives down to the Atlantic Ocean. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about whether or not we believe that that would be a respectful thing to do, or should we just kind of leave everything where it is, because we can't bring up the entire ship anymore. I know that at a certain point in time, years ago, they were thinking of just bringing her whole hull up, but now that would be impossible because she would literally break on the way up from the pressure and all of that stuff. So I'm going to let you ladies start with your opinions on what you guys believe should be a thing.
So like, since it is like a big graveyard already, if it's just gonna cause more damage as they're bringing it up, might as well like leave it as it is. But also, I do believe that the people that have endured that trauma and have suffered deserve a better resting area than the ocean. Like, they're not a tourist attraction to be visited down there in the deep blue, you know? I feel like they should have a nice area, you know? Like, I like how the museum for the Titanic has a good little homage to them, or a memorial, like, oh, this is so-and-so. Like, they acknowledge the guests that have endured that trauma, you know? But I don't see how, like you said, like, it's gonna break off if they try to bring everything, all the artifacts. Like, I feel like those artifacts are a piece of history, not something people should just take. You know?
I see your point.
That's where I stand.
I definitely see your point about that, like leaving it where it is. But I feel like maybe some of the, I don't know, maybe some of the things can be preserved and put into the museum. That would be, because then we can always have access to seeing it. I don't know about, you know, I'm not sure how much of it all is left to salvage, but maybe we should salvage some of the things that we can, because it'd be cool to go to I don't know if I've been to the museum. I don't think I have. That'd be cool to like see different items like from the ship.
Yeah, I mean, in the museum, I visited once, but it was a very, like, it's kind of vague since I was like 10 years old, but it was very informative. And they did give you a chance, they gave you a card, and they told you, like, this is the passenger that you're representing today, and you get to hear about their story. So that's nice that it's not, because I feel like there's so many people that are enthusiasts with the ship and all that, which is great. Like, you know, it's a piece of history, it's something that you're gonna look up and get into. But I think it's important to remember the people that were in that ship instead of, like, the ship itself.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great point. There's all the lives.
I think it is a sensitive subject, but I think the important part is the people that were a part of it, not so much the ship.
Yeah.
That's where I stand with it.
Yeah, because obviously it was probably the biggest tragedy, and for some reason this
Right.
shipwreck out of all of them in the past, especially during that time, where this one stands out the most because of how much press and the people that were on the ship. But if we think about it in due time, you know, that ship would have just kind of ended up being kind of like all the other ships. Eventually it would have gone to war along with its sisters and things like that, but for some reason this ship is just a massive headline all of the time, and it's fascinated people over the decades.
Yeah.
But I do believe that, like, to take any part of the hull or anything like that from the outside would be really, really terrible. If you find, like, for me, like, I've seen, you know, little videos of subs that have gone down to dive for scientific purposes, and they do come across, like, unbroken doors and chandeliers and, like, plates. So I think that before it goes away, and then there's going to be this regret, to understand what the Titanic was and, like, how extraordinary it really was. Seeing, like, the mass grandeur and the time that was put into the architect for the ship. I think taking some of the things, as long as you're not disturbing a lot of areas, I would not break down the ship more. If it's accessible, I feel like they're already in there and you see something that, you know, you can salvage from now. I don't think it would be that terrible. Now, there are places where you could tell there was a body there because there are, like, shoes that will be right there and, like, a pair of glasses, and they'll be far apart to know that eventually that's where a person laid, or, like, dolls and things. And so that's kind of your indication that that was where someone's resting place is, which is why it's sensitive on where they pick things up. I know in that museum here at the Luxor, they do have a big part of the steel hull that actually, like, floated up, so they were able to take that and recover it. But as far as everything that's literally on the ship, in the ship, like, you know, I mean, it will be really sad to know that eventually it's just not going to be there anymore, because the pressure, the bacteria, it is man-made. The ship is man-made.
Yeah,
so
it's something that it's submerged in water. It's not supposed to be a natural thing in the bottom of the ocean. You know, this is like people doing people stuff. You know?
Yeah, basically.
And it's kind of like the same idea with Mount Everest. Like, there's so many bodies up there. Since the climate's so cold and high up there, it's impossible to take those bodies out. Luckily, some people, or like the team who runs that, or I don't know who, but they do move those bodies to better areas so, like, other hikers don't need to encounter those. But because of how high the altitude is and where the body is, they use those bodies as trademarks and, like, oh, this is where we are because this guy has green boots. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of
creepy. Like,
kind of dark.
It's
and
morbid.
Right. I'm like, I feel like those people should be put to rest, not have a name. Like, oh, we're passing green boots right now. Yeah. I would not want that to be my legacy.
No, it's traumatizing.
You know? Yeah. So that's basically the idea.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that it's not something to be visited.
No, it's not. That's why a part of me, and I hate to say this, if you're going down there on your own with no scientific team, I feel like nature is not forgiving, especially the ocean. That's not something that's made for humans to mess around with. So unless there's for scientific reasons and educational purposes, then it's like James Cameron, we can all, like, say, like, oh, well, he made a movie, but he did it in a way to educate the people, and he did it in the right way. He made himself very, very educated on what really went down, so he can portray those people's lives and really, you know, in a very realistic sense, you can see the horror that they went through, while also being respectful to the ocean also to the ship. But I think that not for selfish purposes to take artifacts, but I think to remain a part of history and to teach future generations about something that's so prominent and how that affected maritime culture today is very, very important, because as time you can see how a lot of historical things become less known about because either people just kind of throw it to the side, they don't think it's relevant right now, times are changing where they don't, you know, so learning about certain things and why it's important to know them and having a piece of that, I think, is really important.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, the next 100 years it's going to be gone. Like, there's no way. That,
right. Absolutely. Yeah, that thing's going to disintegrate already.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So that's the Titanic.
That's the Titanic for you.
Yeah. I can't say I'm not fascinated. I am one of those
Yeah.
people that listen to videos on YouTube where they interviewed a lot of the survivors before they all eventually passed, because this is 1912 we're talking about, okay? So, and it's extremely sad to think how, you know, ships operated back then, and but it's very important to know the history on why so many people were on the ship, why there was so much on that ship, why it sunk to begin with, why this, why that, because that was the time. Ships were used for transport, not only for goods, but to also have people immigrate from different countries. They didn't have planes, so, and we're talking about different classes of people, which was very important back in the day. So, you know.
No, yeah. I think it's great that they made, like, the movie, too. Like, it's, what, 3 hours long? I haven't seen it in a minute. But
It's
like,
now on
It's
Netflix.
such a great movie, though.
It's now on
It's such a
Netflix,
great
so we
movie.
can all view it.
We can watch it, but
Great
like that
classic.
soundtrack will get me every time.
Oh,
like,
it's
come on,
that-
it's an
it's that
emotional
song.
moment.
Celine Dion now,
Celine
it's
Dion.
made into like
Yeah.
the Song of the Sea or something.
The
like
song
the tune.
of the sea. She's
Yeah,
a
she
siren.
is. She's a siren.
That's my favorite song when they play at the Bellagio, the water
Oh,
show.
no, that's kind of like emotional.
It's like I get
traumatizing.
emotional when the Celine Dion goes on there
Of course.
with the water.
As the water's playing in the background right now, like
It
what?
was written perfectly for that.
Maria should add in.
Oh, I have sang it, girl.
I haven't
It's out
heard you
there.
sing it. She sings a lot of
Well,
Celine, but I haven't heard My Heart
I'll
Will Go
do it.
On. My heart will kind of go boom boom. Even though that was like
There's
Jack and Rose were a
evidence.
fictional tale,
There's
but like,
footage. There's footage somewhere.
oh,
Yeah.
we need to look it up.
We'll
Yeah, Maria, she put the overlay of this whole conversation of. Oh
With
no.
the French.
Have wind blowing, and we'll
Yeah.
just. But anyway, yeah, that's any last words of the Titanic. I would love to hear your comments if you want to comment below or kind of share your ideas on what you think. No answer is wrong. Obviously, we all have different, you know, ties to history. Some people don't care, and like that's you. I will admit I care about history.
Oh,
I
yeah.
enjoy history. I like learning about it and why and how it shaped how we go on ships today. Because sometimes, you know, can you imagine we don't have enough lifeboats or no one did a safety thing or
And it's
Yeah.
definitely a big part of our American history, for sure, that event that happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the British, since they came from Southampton in
Oh.
England and stopped in Scotland.
for
You
sure.
know, a lot of people came from
No.
Europe. But yes.
I'm glad that, like, we can, I guess, use what had happened. Like, I'm not glad that happened, but, like, it improved a lot of our ships, I think. Because I haven't heard of anything. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's a article or resource, but so far the ships, there hasn't been a moment like that since that time.
Kind of.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
In other countries. Yeah.
Oh, another country.
Yeah, but then also
Okay.
I think there was one ship that did
Is it
kind
a
of sink,
cruise
but they
ship?
were able to take them off. But in Seoul, they did have the seawall ferry. If we ever know about that, how the country kind of just abandoned children to let sink down
Oh, no.
for hours. So I mean, there are, but obviously that's another topic for
That's
today,
another
which is more
topic.
tragic. But
Things
but
improved.
yeah, well, at least we, you know, things that were a problem then, we just have more problems now. We look out for icebergs and we don't speed on the ocean.
I
We
don't know
don't just
how
go-
you can speed on the ocean.
They did though. I mean, if they weren't go that fast,
Oh,
Captain EJ.
And it
You know.
isn't Titanic the top grossing movie
I don't
still,
know.
or is it Avatar? Like Titanic or
Oh.
Avatar?
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know. James
But
Cameron did something right though. I
It's
mean,
definitely one of the top. So
Oh, of course.
Mm.
Yeah.
mhm.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, that's Titanic. It's a great topic. Honestly, I'm sure we could talk about it all day because it's you know the movie
Yeah.
plus you know like even the
There's a
argument
love
between the
aspect to
Rose
it.
and the Jack the door.
Mhm.
Which I did watch a documentary because I'm a weirdo, and James Cameron did test this out. If one, they could possibly be on the door at the same time, which was actually turned out to be close to impossible. And two, if Jack could have survived.
He could have.
Which the argument was whether or not because Rose was wearing more clothes and had a life vest and his hypothermia was going faster. So I think he could have survived if they like, you know, but I think at the same time when they're in the moment with the adrenaline and then the ship basically sinking and them dying, you know,
Yeah.
could've been
choices
saved.
being made. I don't know, like you're not really thinking logically.
My adrenaline would have been like, get on top.
Get
of
on
it.
Right.
top. I'm
It's
worrying
like,
about clothes.
we'll
I think
figure it out.
I would have sacrificed if I had a life vest and I had more clothes on versus, someone that I was in love with and about to run away with, maybe. But I've never been on a sinking ship, so I'm not gonna say what I would do, right? So.
And who knows? Maybe they would have sung together. After
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
Romeo and
Who knows, man?
Romeo and Juliet. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so, I don't know. Now, ever since then, I don't really feel about being out on the ocean. I've been on one cruise when I was young, but now when I think about it, I'm like, you're stranded. That's it. What's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
I'm not about to be, nah. Leave the ocean where it be and just stay away from it.
I don't have enough water in my chart to survive the water, so.
No.
Deuces.
No.
I'm
No.
chill on land.
I don't deal with panic well.
I do
so.
well in the plains. I'm
Yeah.
not that terrified of those, but
Yeah.
it's the blast off.
Yeah. True. I won't be in a rocket. I don't feel like going to the moon. I think there are things, so space and ocean, I think I would stay away from because I feel like those elements I'm not made for.
Oh yeah, not made for
You
the
know.
water.
I love the water. I love the ocean.
Yeah, I'm not
I love
about
the
to go on a
depth.
submarine.
I believe it. I believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I thinking about going in a submarine. Honestly, even if it was,
Oh hell.
I would not.
No.
That's
I don't think I would do that.
I would
Okay.
not. I'm Gucci.
You know what?
Really Gucci.
There's the Finding Nemo ride in Disneyland, and I'll get on it, right? It's a ride, but part of the ride, the sirens in the submarine go on, and every time, even though I know it's part of the ride, I still have to I get a little anxiety, and I'm like, is everything cool? But it is cool. But I'm like, oh my god, the sirens. What if we're actually in trouble?
Yeah, I know. Like,
I
it's
hate that.
PTSD.
I hate,
no.
I don't like water, being submerged in a tank.
Right.
In the water. I'm like,
Very far
no
deep down.
way out.
If
I
something
can jump
happens,
off a
that's
plane.
it. You're dying,
That's
and that's
fine.
the end of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Swim up from the.
Not from the. You would step on the ocean, and the pressure would just kill you. Your body would go poof.
I hate that thought.
Only witness would be a deep sea squid.
Mm-mm.
Wasn't that sad? Imagine
Yeah.
the people that witness your death as a fish, a marine animal, a squid,
A squid.
a deep sea
kraken.
squid,
A
just
kraken.
like, oh, that's
A
interesting.
megalodon.
Like, no, we're not having that. I'll
No.
skip it. I like shall. I think water's beautiful, but I respect it to know that I'm not gonna mess with it.
That's why I get in the pool.
Yes.
That submarine that imploded was so tiny, and seeing
There's
those
no
videos
reason.
from inside,
No.
it's like, what?
Yeah.
It was so small. Why
There
would
is a
you-
YouTuber that was gonna go on it, and they had postponed it because of weather. And he's like, "Dang!" So he has all the last footage of the crew. I'm like, that's creepy, but also like, God save your butt because
It's
hell no.
ridiculous to me. Through a screen.
no,
Is
and through with a game controller.
Right, the
I'm
game
not shaming
controller.
them. I don't want to be disrespectful
Jeez.
because lives
I will be
were
honest,
lost. However, apart from that, I feel like,
No, I think
you know,
things
like,
were not thought out.
No.
That's what I'm gonna say. Things were not thought out. This was
I would not have trusted that.
Me
Mm-mm,
neither. I'm like,
no.
a game control, a
Mm-mm.
screen, a tube,
And the tiny,
a
tiny
tiny
space.
tube that was made at home.
deep in the ocean,
Deep
blue,
down, like, we're
man.
not talking like a
We're not-
lake,
Yeah.
right? We're talking like,
We're talking the ocean.
like deep, where those
There's-
weird antenna fish probably would be
Yeah,
down there.
There's stuff that's undiscovered down there, and I don't.
Yeah, and I don't
want
wanna
to
discover it. Yeah, like literally, no. That's like, I know the ocean's haunted too because
That's
the amount of
haunted.
souls the ocean has taken over the since the beginning of time.
That's true.
Scary as heck. Okay.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like a burial site.
Yeah.
And all the bodies too, I'm
That's
sure.
what I'm
that have been dumped
saying. And
stuff.
like every ocean known to man, there is a YouTube
Mm.
where there is this guy who's very interested in maritime culture, and he talks about famous shipwrecks from the past, and there were worse ones in the Titanic, like brutal ones. And it's so sad. I could just only imagine what it's like in a situation, and you just, I don't know. I feel like I would just give up. I
I
think.
can't fathom it.
No.
One of my worst fears is being in the ocean in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Yeah. See.
Terrifying.
See.
It's like
I
one of my
was on
worst
a
fears.
cruise to Alaska, and I thought it was so cute, right? I was in the pool and I was looking up and there were stars. And now that I think about it, I'm like, my anxiety as an adult would be like, no.
Yeah. If
No.
The only body of water you'll find me in the middle of the night is a hot tub.
Yeah, and like a community pool that's
Community pool?
like 2 feet. You just put your feet and you see bubbles. You know, crickets chirping. I don't know exactly, but it's better than in the deep sea. It's better than down there. There's shit in there. No, it's not the vibe. See, we're obviously very passionate about the ocean. You will not see us in a submarine. I would like to not die prematurely.
I'll wait.
Passionate from afar.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, Titanic. I in the event, I do want her history to be remembered and things that people haven't seen and stuff that you can salvage that are still in great shape. I think would be fantastic to. You know, they have like clocks. They have like the frames of the fireplaces that have all the wooden architecture.
That would be nice if they could recreate like a room from
with
some of the pieces from the ship.
I mean, right now we have like
a
hats
dining room
from people. We have tickets, White Star Line. We have like the gold little cherub that was by this infamous staircase.
Oh.
But I mean, you know what I mean. They took what they could without messing with everything. But now I think. There are scientists that have the technology and they're able to do it safely. So I do think that we should think about it within the next 50 years. Maybe, hopefully, maybe after our time is done, maybe they'll eventually do that prior to it, you know, within how many decades from now. But yeah, I hope so. I want our future generations to be as informed about other people's lives back then instead of, you know, yeah, it's important. Anyway, so if you guys are okay with it, I'm going to close this topic and we can go on break and then we'll just switch gears to a less morbid topic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's cheers to the Titanic and all the souls lost and affected.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak. If you want to buy or sell a home, call Michelle. 702-683-6576.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Ready to buy a home? Whether you want to move out of your parents' home for the first time, own a home after renting for years, or buy a place with a spouse or partner, purchasing your first home is a big step. Finding the right home for you and your family has never been easier. New American Funding can help you determine how much house you qualify for, what your payments may be, and get you pre-approved, which will help you put in a stronger offer when you do find your new home. Before you start the home buying process, it's important to consider everything that you want in a home and what that means to you. There are several things you should consider when buying a home. The neighborhood. Location, location, location. School district. Review what school district the house is in. Even if you don't have kids, having a home in a desirable school district will pay off when it comes time to sell your home in the future. Commute times. Check the routes to work, school, grocery stores, and more to see how busy they are and how much time these routes will take. Crime rate. Before you get too involved in the home buying process, check out the crime rates for the neighborhoods you are interested in. Our complete property profile report can give you property ownership, historical tax and mortgage data, neighborhood and school data, local market conditions, and more. Find the right home for you and your family with your complimentary property profile from New American Funding. To get pre-approved or to get your complimentary property profile, contact us today.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Strip Tea. So we just talked about the Titanic. I hope you guys have a lot to say about that. We'd love to hear your comments, your opinions, what you believe. No judgment there on whether or not you agree with us or not agree with us, whatever it might be. But this is obviously a respectful place where we're going to talk about things in a respectful manner. We don't want to intrude or say that any of us are wrong about what we think about whatever topic we talk about. So we do respect what we're talking about and respect other people's views just like you as well, and not to make a controversy out of it. It's just kind of a lighthearted fun, what we think, with respect. I want to remind people that we never want to have that here. This is a no judgment zone here at Social Media Shows. So moving on from that, we're going to go to something way more lighthearted, and it's going to be Instagrammable places on the Strip. So I'm going to let you guys start with that. About where places that you might think people can come.
So the original Welcome to Las Vegas sign, everyone goes there. There's always like a line whenever you pass by it. Everyone's always there, of course. And then at the Bellagio, we know what is that place called?
The Conservatory.
The Conservatory. But these are like kind of like basic places to go to. And, the Cosmopolitan. I love going to the Cosmo and going to the Chandelier Bar. That's such a pretty place to take an Instagram photo, for sure. With the big chandelier in the back and the pretty lights. Where else? Have you been to Cafe Lola's?
I have.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't know if it's like on the Strip, but if there's a location here on the
There's
Strip.
one in Lake Las Vegas. That's the one that I went to. But
And
I
then
think they're
there's
opening
one-
a new one.
There's one in like the Mountain's Edge area, kind of, because I live over there. I haven't been to that one, but I went to like Lake Las Vegas one. That's like a super cute place to go if you love pink like me. It's so cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
I love that place.
Definitely Area 15 has a lot of photo ops. Like if you do the Omega Mart thing, like you don't even need to just do the tour. You can take photos and stuff.
Seriously.
But there's a whole game to that experience, and I played it, and it was pretty fun. And there's a lot of areas in that space, very psychedelic, optical illusion kind of stuff, colorful, poppy. And I would go back in there and do it, like just to take some photos.
That's so funny how you said psychedelic, because it really, you do get that effect in
It
different rooms.
is,
It's
yeah.
like, what?
It's like an acid trip in there. It's really cool. Like
It's very fitting for you.
It's very
Your
good for
picture.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
Cafe Lola, psychedelic, or Area 15. It was giving vibes.
We got our like niche out there. There's also we have in downtown in Fremont we have the Neon Museum. Once again, psychedelic. It's
At night.
At night. It's very cool. Like they have a lot of props and art. You know what? I would say Fremont in a nutshell is a photo op, just because there's so much historic buildings
And ugly.
from
Lots
when
of
Vegas
color.
became a thing. We have like
Lights.
the mob areas, the mob museum. Well, if you're into that, I am.
Yeah, I am too.
And
History,
then-
obviously you guys
like,
have learned.
especially the Italian stuff.
Oh,
like
come
I
on.
love that. Anyway,
It's giving Celina.
for real. And we have a lot of colorful areas in Fremont, and like if you go, you know what, like Vegas is just light.
Right, it's
Yeah,
like
this is
pick a
Instagram
corner,
places in Vegas.
Like,
not
really?
the Strip.
You cannot come here and not have some kind of creativity or push to take a photo somewhere. There's always something to do. We have murals. We have
The art
art.
district.
There's so much art. And
Yeah.
the art district.
Yeah, the
There's
art district is a good place too.
Bars
Especially-
have rooms to take photos, like Corduroy, you know?
Yeah, Corduroy.
Everywhere.
I love that room at Corduroy when you take photos right there.
It's so stroby. I mean, be careful. Make sure you don't have epilepsy. But, like, it's a great time.
You can't have that. Don't sacrifice your health.
Yeah. So just know there's a flashlight warning if you go there.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye out.
And I also like going to the Legacy Lounge at Circa, all the way at the top. You could just see all of Vegas, and you can take great photos right there of you with the background of Vegas. So pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about Vegas in a nutshell, not just a strip, obviously there's 7 Magic Mountains. That's far off south if you're going to go towards California on the 15th. So I'm going to say it's probably 30 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. You keep driving down. It's going to be an art installation of colored rocks that have tried to come down multiple times, but since Vegas has become a very big touristy spot, they've just kind of like take care of it, repaint it because the sun's just blazing hot. And it's still there. You can still go there.
People love going there.
I love going there. I've done multiple shoots there, so I think that it's a great place. And it's big enough where if there's other people around, you could pick one tall to be by, and they'll kind of block the amount of people. But my advice, if you're going to go try to do things for content, is to do it, I hate to say this, and you guys are all going to hate me if you're not a morning person, is to do it at sunrise. And not sunset for 2 reasons. 1, people. And 2, you might think the sun's setting, but all day it's been roasting in heat. So if you go to places like, for example, another place I want to tell you is the dunes. It's all sand. The sand has been roasting in fire all day that you won't be able to walk in it, even with sandals, and you're not going to take sandals in the photo, especially if you're a model or you're a content creator, things like that, where you want to make it aesthetically pleasing. So the sacrifice, a lot of times what I learned when I moved here is to get up at like 3 a.m. and go to certain places, monumental places, to get those shots with no people in the background. And it's cool enough. So if you guys want to take photos on the strip, particularly at hotels, like you have the front of Caesar's Palace, they have the fountains, they have the statues, they have Caesar, they have all this stuff, you would have to be there right when the sun kind of hits. And content creators and photographers know you can adjust settings to make it light enough where it won't be too dark. So right when the sun's peaking, you can adjust to do those things. Obviously in front of the Bellagio, there's a fountain where you can see the Paris in the background, which is great. A lot of the hotel things and the overpasses with the glass where you could see the strip on either the south end or the north end, you can get behind there, but you have to go really early. But it'll be worth it, I promise. You can take a nap right afterwards. You'll be done by 8 a.m. and you'll be perfectly fine. Same goes for Nellis Dunes. That's going to be more northeast. But if you want to have the ATV vibe, if you want to go out there and take photos in heaps of sand and not be in Dubai, you could do that. That'd be great. Valley of Fire, Red Rock, all the national parks. Although you would not think that they're open, they don't have a little stick thing. So there's not going to be a person there. So yeah, you're not going to pay. But if you go there and not get caught by a park ranger because you don't have a permit to shoot at those places, if you do have a DSLR, I would suggest start going there at like 4 a.m. and be there to take those shots because it is brutal. You don't want to faint. Even though you're hydrated, the heat will kill you. Like, it's not a thing. Lake Mead, the same. If you're just going there to take pictures, I would suggest to do these things in nature and outdoors all very, very early in the morning. And we talked about Brewdog prior in one of our episodes, but they have a 360-degree view of the strip on their roof. So if you go up there, you can kind of pick your side, and that's a very good place. The bar is very, the interior design of it is great. There's many places to take pictures. But if you want to see the strip, which is kind of glass from all angles, that's a great place to go. Yeah, but I think, so.
Especially Mount Charleston, because
Yeah.
I know every of the parks out here, it's very hot. But Mount Charleston, since it's the altitude, it's a little more cooler. I don't know about now since it's we're peak summer. But
yeah,
as,
it's still 20 degrees cooler up there every time.
I would think so, right? Like as the seasons go, it's a really good spot no matter what. You know, it's not like because it's hot in the valley, it doesn't mean it's gonna be hot like crazy up there.
It snows up there, so
yeah, and it's beautiful views. They have so many different trails. They got Cathedral Rock, Mary Jane Falls, my fave. Yeah, it's a great time. I would definitely suggest like the nature areas for sure if you want some cute photos. Yeah. Some sprit sprats.
Yeah. I still like anyone that really wants to know when peak time is to take photos, whether you're a model, photographer, content creator, film person, is to go at the hours that no one wants to go in. And that's sacrificing sleep. But I promise you, if you're an artist, it is worth it. All of my photo shoots that have to deal with places that are highly tourist areas are all done before people wake up. And I don't regret it at all. You just kind of do it for the art. That you're going to have to Photoshop a bunch of people out, and who wants to do that? No one. And if you don't know how to use Photoshop, that's going to be ugly. Like, and plus, like, and then another thing with the lighting. If you have bright sunlight, you will be washed out and you'll be squinting. Girls, you know, the mascara's falling. You're sweating. You're not going to be in the mood. Your hair is all like flat or frizzy. It's not the vibe, bro. And then when you're taking a picture, you got people coming through and they see you and then they're just like, oh, my bad. Like, we're not. No, listen, I don't like people. We even did our promo reel on the strip, and we did that in the early AM. And there were still kind of like random people around like, what you guys doing? What you guys shooting? But like there was not a big crowd of people where we had to like wait until there was kind of a break. So like it's worth it in some aspects, but that's my tip.
Talk about the city that never sleeps, man.
Yeah, legitimately here. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, and the hotels never close. There's no locks on the doors, so you can go at any hour. Just be smart about it. If you're bringing a lot of equipment, you're gonna draw a lot of security because you technically can't shoot a lot in the casino, obviously. So if you just kind of have a DSLR, you go snap, and you move on. They're not going to say anything at like 4 a.m. But if you're bringing lighting, you're bringing ABCDFG, you're doing it for a long time, you got a whole crew with you, that's going to spark a convo anywhere you go. Yeah. Fremont, the parks, anywhere. So don't do that. Don't be extra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, like, I would say the best bet is going to Fremont because no one cares there. You got somebody out there in a thong asking.
I know what I'm saying. There's been a lot of
passed out in the corner.
Yeah, no one cares.
And it's dirty, but
it's cool. You know what I mean?
It's very dirty.
We like it a little dirty.
Ooh. You see some crazy woman just spitting for no reason.
I'm the cleanest one there. But no, it's actually those people are really nice if you actually like answer them. They're really cool. Just don't let them touch you.
No.
But they mean well. They're just here to
just leave them where they are.
They're here to bring amusement to you, and it works.
They're on their own time.
It works.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
You see stuff down there, so if you're not prepared to see stuff,
then don't go down.
Then don't go. If you're too bougie to go down there, then I wouldn't say to go because you're going to be very, very taken aback. But if you're locals, you just understand that that's the thing.
I took my son there once, and he's 12, and he did not like it. But when he goes to the strip, he's fine. He's like, he loves going to the strip for some reason, just walking down. And I'm like, the difference, like, because the girls on the strip are the girls with the big flowers and the showgirls, and they're really pretty. And then when you go to the strip, the Fremont, you just never know.
You get the Dollar Tree version of the showgirl. No offense, but you know what I mean.
That's literally what's his problem, guys. Okay, I asked him like, why didn't you like Fremont? He's like, there was women that were half naked there that shouldn't be, but I'm like, but the strip he was fine with. So,
yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
That was his observation, so he never wanted to, and and we went just to eat down there at Triple George because I love that place. It's such a good place. So we tried to take him there once, and
it's the city of sin.
Hey, and that's downtown is the place where you're really gonna see what Vegas is all about. You got old Vegas, but you also kept the whole vibe going. The dynasty of what
For
Vegas is
real.
about is down there.
Yeah.
You got live music. You got someone dancing naked on a bar.
Yeah.
God,
somebody
it's always fun,
tripping,
though.
Cover bands. Someone making palm leaves. I played Fremont Bingo. When I ever have movies or shows I film down there, I hate my life because I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen because it's like at night. Everyone's stopping, right? But we play like what we're gonna see. Fremont Bingo. You know, you got a person making palms, someone like doing magic in their own circle on the Fremont
Right.
thing, someone dancing on a bar. You got the people pretending to be Chippendales, but they're not Chippendales, like two men half naked. Then you got
The
some
break
guy
dancer.
talking to themselves. Like you just mark it off. Like that's what
Yeah.
you're gonna see.
But I promise you, those are some of the most talented people out here. All right, the people that are doing things on the street, I always have to. I'm like, if I have $1, go into them.
Yeah,
'Cause they're
you're
out
gonna
here.
see Darth Vader, Freddie Mercury,
Yeah, like
Freddie.
the Fremont people, the musicians that are drumming on like buckets. They're
Yeah,
so good.
that's actually really true.
Best drag shows I've ever seen are downtown.
Why is Fremont a vibe, though?
It is a vibe because
is
it's
a
Fremont.
vibe,
It's a
yeah.
vibe.
I
love
mentally
Fremont,
prepare.
like,
I have to
every
mentally
place-
prepare. I don't go down there.
Oh, I'm always
honestly.
there. Like there's cons to every place, but Fremont is just like.
It's
party
like chill,
time.
and
It's
then
a
you're
chill
not.
time.
There's no judgment.
You just gotta find the right area for you.
Yeah.
Cause like I do not walk through the Fremont.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking
that's-
of.
okay.
That's where we play Fremont Go. Under the light
big
show
light-
area,
I don't spend too much time there.
because that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No.
Yeah,
There's
those
a
are-
lot of-
okay, those
but,
are a
like,
lot
that's
of tourists.
A
ugly.
lot of everything.
Those
Now, if we're
people-
talking downtown, we're talking like 5th Street, we're talking around areas where there's popular bars,
Yeah.
you know.
Like Commonwealth,
food, things like that. Oddfellows,
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked
the
about.
street where Evil Pie is.
Well, yeah, that's a little different.
I love that.
But if we're talking like what
Like
people
Fremont,
think,
Fremont,
Fremont
yeah.
Street experience
Then I would
with
be
the
careful.
zip line.
That's about it.
That's what we're talking about.
I'd be careful. I'd just be careful. Though.
You know, that's what I'm
You know,
saying.
it's fun
ugly.
to like walk down, you know, maybe a little bit and
They
see
can
kind of
love it.
everything,
I'm
but
Yes.
because if you walk down those that like Fremont all the way at the end, there's a lot of bars that are really cheap. Like you can get
Yeah,
a
which
beer
is great.
for like
but
$2 or something.
you're
if you
paying
want
in
that.
patience is what you're paying for. Like you don't pay a lot of dollars, you pay for what you see. The druggies that talk to themselves. And there's one person that spins
They
for no
mean
reason
well, though.
and around in circles.
They
like,
mean
just
well. They
turns.
just want to talk to somebody.
themselves. I don't know.
But be
Listen.
careful.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's people lying on the ground, so don't step on them.
Right.
That's the thing, though. You just got to be careful. Watch your back. Like, don't be a people pleaser
See,
when you're down there. But you can be
Right.
kind.
But you're fine.
Like
yeah.
nobody. I feel like anybody who's here, like, not disrupting anybody, but are just saying like, "Hi, what's up?" Like, they deserve it, unless you kind of know. And you know
Don't
what I
go
mean?
first Friday. No first Friday.
Ugh.
I did that
Or
one
last.
time,
Or last
and that was the last
Friday.
time.
It's so damn ugly. See, it's
Last
just not my
Friday,
vibe.
I
It's
love
giving
First
local,
Friday. First
and
Friday's
it's
fun.
giving just.
You like First Friday downtown?
Just because of the jewelries that are made
Oh,
and
okay.
the soaps and like the art. I go for the art.
See, I think I didn't go there, but I just went downtown First
I don't
Friday,
eat there, though.
and just to like go to the bars and stuff, and
Yes.
it was terrible. There was
Really?
It was-
I mean,
there was
I
like
haven't
so many
gone.
people, and everyone, and then there's like
I haven't
people that
gone
are
in a
mad
few
and want to
years.
start problems with you for no reason. So I'm
It's
like,
giving Vegas.
I
It's
just
giving
never went back to
Vegas.
First Friday. Maybe I didn't go. I didn't go to the art district though.
Oh, because the last time I
I'm
went
talking
to First
about the
Friday
Fremont.
was 2017. See, mine was in the art
I think
district.
probably I went like around that time too.
I haven't gone since though.
It's giving
either.
Vegas.
I don't know. It
It
was,
was-
high school for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I always forget you're young.
Yeah, I know. We forget.
Oh my
that we're
gosh,
so young
I
in our
forget you're so
20s.
young.
Yeah.
Because
Wow,
I'm like
yes.
high school. That was when I was
Oh.
like 21
That's when
or
I graduated,
22.
like 2017. I'm 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young with an old soul.
So, yeah, if you're down for the local experience, I would say downtown Fremont is your place. It's not my favorite. Only one place is my favorite, and that's Oddfellows on one night. But other than that, I avoid. Just like I avoid the Strip, too. I mean, I just don't like people. So, like, you see things everywhere, but, like, you see things when you're local, and you're just like, no. Yeah, I had to mentally prepare. I just go, okay, I know what's going to happen, and I just need to, like, woosah, because ew. Yeah, we're talking like mainstream Fremont, where like people that aren't from here, they're gonna flock to because oh my god, the light show. They're playing the Chainsmokers. Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. The zip line. You know, people that zip line from up there, I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just hear, ah! And then you're on Fremont and you're like, ooh. Right? Like, it adds to, like, the chaos of, like, what now? What now? There's, like, people,
I would definitely
what
say
more? Oh my god, there's people.
Fremont is the equivalent of, like, Venice Beach in California.
Oh.
I'm not kidding, yeah.
Bomb.
Except no beach.
No beach. It's just dirt, and then you add on the heat, right? It's hot and it's smelly, right? And you smell
New
things.
York is smelly, girl.
That's why I don't go
Everywhere's
there.
smelly.
That's why I don't go to New York. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see spit, you see gum, you see things.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's just
yeah.
So yeah, that's Instagrammable places on the Strip. Depends what your vibe is, what you're looking for. But yeah, my advice: go when there's no people. But everyone's different. They might want the crowd experience, not I. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna say our goodbyes and we're gonna do everything that happens at the end of a show, which is just kind of talk about ourselves. So, anyways, we're gonna come back. Make sure you fill your drink. We're not over yet, so don't go anywhere. And we're going to touch base after this break.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit Social Media Shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Hi guys, welcome back. I hope that you really enjoyed our episode today talking about both the Titanic wreck and Instagrammable places in Las Vegas. So, we are always open for people who have new category ideas. If you have anything that you would love to hear our opinions about, please comment below and let us know if you have any, opinion on the show at all, or you have anything that you would want to say, what you think about the topics, you have anything that we might have not thought about that we didn't say, then please leave us. We'd love to know. We love to be informed. We love to inform our viewers as well. So we do try to do this show at least once a month on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. at Social Media Shows. All of this goes live in real time. So I really hope that you guys continue to support so we can continue doing this show more often during the month. We can talk about more interesting topics and yeah, I mean, things are moving every single day. Like, new things are coming up we could talk about. Obviously, like I said, we do try to keep it very non-judgmental, very respectful towards whatever the case may be, especially if we're talking about things that are more sensitive, that include people's passing or very, very traumatic topics. So we do kind of have one light-hearted one versus one that's a little more heavy on the side so we can balance out. But if anything else that you ladies have to say before we close out the show?
Thank you so much for joining us and listening to us talk about whatever it is that comes up in our minds.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys viewing us whenever we're able to meet up on a Wednesday of that month. And if you guys have any suggestions or anything, concerns, comments, what you would want to hear about, let us know. We will take that into account and we'll do it.
Yeah. Or if you have if you want to, any advice at all or anything that you can, if you want to drop down something and we can kind of get together and talk about it. So whatever it is that you guys want us to talk about, please comment below.
Yeah. Well, that's it, ladies. And we are going to cheers to close out the show. Our final cheers. And just so you remember, I am Priscilla Moy.
I'm Celina Sasso.
And I'm Jocelyn Abrego.
And we are the ladies of Strip Tea exclusively on Social Media Shows. Watch out for us, watch us, support us, do all of the above. And we will see you in August.